is going to be a reading on the energy of the Divine Feminine. This is the Witch in the Glen. We are going to be reading on the energy of the Divine Feminine. Please, all angels, spirits, beings of the highest light, be with us as we channel into the energy of the Divine Feminine. Feminine and masculine here are used to indicate energy and not gender. So whatever you feel you might identify with in this story, go with that, okay? So you might identify even as a Divine Feminine, or you might identify on a gender binary as a woman, but there might be instances of masculine cards coming out, and it's actually talking about the masculine part of you. Okay, first we have Five of Cups coming out. You know what? Let's start when we start. That's a weird card to start with. Okay, Holy Spirit, please be with us as we read into this energy. This is a high vibrational energy. We do not accept any lower frequency energy beings. No self-identified demons, dark witches, etc. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. All right, so we have some cards coming out. Wow, okay, Ace of Wands. That is an offer, an energetic offer of transformation, something transformational, and it's the beginnings of something like that. And it could be an offer, like a proposal, something like that. Okay, but here we have Judgment and the Tower. Ooh, the Emperor in reverse, the Lovers, and the Ace of Cups. Wow, okay. Let's get a few more cards on this. Holy Spirit, what else? What else can you tell us about this message? What else can you tell us about this message? This is a channeled reading. It is a creative, intuitive reading. We use the cards for context and imagery and guidance, but we do not read the cards, so to speak. Okay. I see this, I'm silent because I'm taking it in. Wow, okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay, this is a lot of, there are a lot of major arcana cards, which is why I was kind of taking a moment. We have Judgment, the Tower, the Emperor, the Lovers, the Hermit, and the Star, which popped out there at the end. The Emperor, I will say, is in reverse. The rest of the cards are in the upright position. So I am seeing that there was an offer of transformation. There was some kind of beginnings of a period of transformation, a new project, the beginnings of a new direction, an idea that you're going to take forward. And so there was an Ace of Wands, which is the bright context of that kind of idea. You have in the background the pyramids, which kind of are an indication of the Ascension and enlightenment. And you have the wand here is a branch with green, newly sprouted green sprouts coming out. So it's like new life to a project. Okay, the Judgment. So I'm seeing here we have Judgment coming out after the Ace of Wands. So there's some kind of transformation. And then there's a moment of Judgment followed by a Tower moment. So it looks, but see, the Tower is we have the Emperor in reverse, but the Tower and Judgment and the Ace of Wands, none of those are in reverse, and none of these are in reverse. So I'm getting an overarching two-part story here where there was this grand beginning, and then there was this moment that caused there to be just a moment of clarity, that caused there to be a tower, caused there to be a tower moment, a moment of clarity, a tower moment, which is that it might be that the Ace of Wands are beginnings of an offer, an idea, built up to a point at which it was I think in a culmination of that dream. And then there's this tower moment when the dream kind of collapses in on itself. Then we have the Emperor over here, and he is in reverse, which tells me that this is his story. I'm seeing him as he is our main man here, masculine as it were. So the Emperor, it's a very, very powerful card. It's the strongest, most powerful masculine in the deck. It is the Emperor has it together. He is spiritually in touch. He has prosperity. He kind of owns all the land in sight here, and you have a bunch of cities and this landscape behind him. I'm seeing right now that this is a stern, I'm seeing this Emperor is in a stern kind of position here. He's not as soft, she or he is not as soft as you might expect, like softly expressed as you might expect a kind sort of Emperor to be. And I'm noticing like this is kind of ominous with these waves lapping up on the shore behind him. They're not gentle looking, I'm seeing that as waves. They're not gentle looking waves, and it looks like there's a little cliff there. So this is all interesting that I'm seeing that, because our Emperor was in reverse, which means that this whole story has led our Emperor to be this. It was a good dream that collapsed after a moment of clarity. It was good work, but then there was a moment of clarity, and there had to be this new direction. And at that point, the Emperor kind of lost himself, and that is when this Emperor got in the reverse position, where the Emperor would be overly critical, overly analytical, overly emotional, overly saturated with spiritual downloads. It's just this overextension of all of these sexual energy is the same thing as high consciousness. And so there's a surging of that too, that is just sort of overwhelming, along with all these other energies. And, in the upright, our Emperor is large and in charge of all this stuff. But in the reverse, it's like he's almost there, but there are these fears. I'm getting fear. My stomach was just tightening up, that are coming in. And so it looks like over here, there is a love interest of some kind. I'm seeing this as a relationship, probably some kind of divine partnership made in heaven. And that might be and we have an Ace of Cups, which is a love offer, along with the lovers. So you see even the heart there, and it's a pink cup, and it's this lovely kind of Art Deco water flowing through. It's like an abundance of emotion is what that's supposed to symbolize. And it is a love offer, and there's the lover. So there is something, I think, I am seeing this as like a timeline, in the fact that it came out as a group and just the way it did. And there is this Emperor who gets stuck And the impetus for moving forward to getting unstuck is this dream here of this divine partnership and being able to make this the ultimate offer of love, the ultimate bid of affection. We have the Star card, which is a dream come true. It's a very sensual, spiritual card of overflowing emotion, overflowing the water, overflowing emotion. It's abundant. They're watering the grass, and she's in connection with the earth, and there is a stork behind her, which kind of symbolizes consciousness and airy connection to God as it's flying up into the heavens. And then we have a stellated star, which is one of these, where it's in 3D, this same kind of figure is called a stellated star, and it is this perfect point in sacred geometry where the dream comes crisply into focus as the lovers come into communion with the earth through the divine feminine. And then we have down here the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So I'm seeing there being this kind of continued, story here of our Emperor in reverse being in hermit mode, which means they have to completely isolate to reduce all stimulation and just regroup because they are overtaxed energetically, just flooded. So that makes sense for what we were saying about our Emperor here. And Nine of Swords is the Sleepless Nights card. It is sort of this inner turmoil and just dark night of the soul sort of pain. And then there we have the Three of Pentacles, where I'm almost seeing that this is like our masculine is like that's nighttime, wakes up in the morning, and then he's like coming to work and he's like, wait a minute, I have some ideas. What if we do this, this, and this? Okay, I've got this. And look, he even has his model here who's on her side, our masculine side, and look exactly who she looks like is the woman from the Star. So it's like, hey, I know how to get from here to there, from here to my dream. And this is like a triad where they've got three parts, and it becomes a more stable basis for a relationship, a project, a direction, a new idea, something like that. Can you get anything else on this message, Holy Spirit? Anything else on this message? Source energy, quantum field. Anything else here for our twins? The moon. So that is that, look, and she goes right below the Nine of Swords. The moon is shadow side, and it is being able to see in the dark. It is a very feminine card of like being rewilding and coming into communion and confronting your shadow dark side. And here we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is typically a wedding. We have these two here, but it can also be just like an official union or some kind of culmination, but here it's in reverse. So that is telling me that it is there is like a love offer here that's going to end in that's going to flow into this Four of Wands, into some sort of wedding or union. But in the meantime, there is this dark night of the soul. I mean, just kind of this embracing the shadow energy, because the Nine of Swords is like the ultimate fear of your shadow, and the Moon card is to be able to balance between the two sides of yourself, be able to run with the wolves and commune with this Loch Ness monster thing. Okay. I'm going to stop the reading here. Thank you. This reading is timeless, so whenever you find this reading, whatever resonates for you, take, and whatever did not resonate from you, leave it behind. Hit the like button if you feel so inclined.